Today in the show, we have Richard Brisius from the Ocean Race. We're very excited to hear what he has to say about the next edition of the Ocean Race. Enjoy. Today in the show, we have Richard Brisius with us from the Ocean Race. Welcome, and thank you to take the time to talk to us.
Thank you. Great to be with you. Thank you.
So the burning question obviously is, will there be an ocean race and when?
Yes, for sure there will be an ocean race, and the ocean race has been around since 1973, and for sure it's going to be around for much longer than it already has in the history. That's my vision anyway. And the next ocean race will start in 2022, and we have analyzed over the past half a year almost, or in particular the last 3 months, the scenario, was the reality in the world, and we realized that the ocean race is probably the toughest challenge you can take on as an athlete and as a sailor. And to do that properly, we can see from winning teams in the past that you need time to prepare. And it is not only about performance, it's also about safety and getting ready. So in discussions with the sailors, with the teams, with cities, with partners, we concluded that everyone would benefit from more time. So therefore, in the 10-year plan that we launched last week, we have included that the first next ocean race around the world will take place in 2022, and the following one in 26, and then in 2030. So yes, there will be another ocean race.
I've heard there's been some talk about a potential European circuit. Can you tell a little bit more about this?
Yes, it's been always part of a lot of strategies around the race. What do we do in between the round the world races? Because teams have often experienced, you do the round the world race and then there's a too big gap in between the races. So when we sort of took over the responsibility and the legacy of this race, then we realized that ideal would be to have a European-centric event in between the round the world races. So in our thinking, we had that plan for 2023. But given the new 10-year plan, and given what has happened in the world, and given what's happened in Europe, we've seen that now is the great opportunity to launch this race already next year in 2021. So the Ocean Race Europe will happen in 2021, and this will be serving both the teams for the ocean race. It's a great stepping stone for going into the ocean race. It's a great way to train your crew. It's a great way to create learnings about boats and performance, and also to work with your partners and evolve those relationships. But it's also an opportunity for countries in Europe, for cities in Europe, to emerge in something that also unites certain parts of Europe and bring something to the citizens in those cities that we plan to visit. Next year will be a bit of a pilot setup, and certainly we don't want to make it too long, because this should be a joyful and quite easy event to take part in. We will open it for the two classes, the IMOCA 60 class and the VO 65 class, but we will probably also open it for other classes. So other sailors can take part in the Ocean Race Europe. So that's completely different from the Ocean Race. And which classes those may be and the format, that's something now we're talking to a lot of stakeholders around, and later on after the summer we can issue a notice of race and issue the plan. So let us know, all you who are watching, what do you think this race should be about? What do you want to see in the Ocean Race Europe?
Okay, great. So do you already have some potential ideas of the racing format for the circuit?
Well, the basic format is, you race from one city to another during the week. So you start on a Sunday, and then you race for a few days. You come to a new beautiful city in Europe, and you enjoy it and enjoy the sport of sailing. And we work a lot around our sustainability program, so we're planning activities around that. And then you start again. After stopping in one city, you start the following Sunday and move on to next city. So it's a short offshore races, you come to a new city. Short offshore races, you come to a new city. But there might be activities around this. So it's a bit of a festival format.
And basically a mini version of the big ocean race.
Well, in terms of classes and in terms of activations and so on, a bit of a mini version, but it's all for the love of the sport of sailing primarily.
Yeah, because this is also for the Ocean Race, the first time it's open to two classes, the IMOCAs and the Volvo 65s. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, that's part of the strategy, is to increase the number of boats in the race, because it's as it's become more and more professional, it's become harder to win the race, it's become more and more demanding for teams. We sort of seen a decline over the last 15-20 years, I would say, of number of entries. So then we said, let's open this up now to another class. And the Amoca 60 class is an existing class. It has been developed over 20-30 years, so technically it's very advanced, but still it doesn't have sort of the childhood issues that a completely new development class often have. The result is that if you would like to do the Ocean Race, you can either pick to do one design racing, or you can go into an R&D class. So it opens up also for different type of sailors. It opens up for the marine industry to get engaged again. So hopefully this will just give more opportunities for all kinds of sailors to take part in what is the most beautiful race in the world, the Ocean Race. To succeed in the Ocean Race, history shows that you need two things. You need speed and you need reliability. So and I think possibly the Amoca 60s, they are faster, or certainly they are faster in certain conditions, but the future will tell how much faster, and many say that the 65s will be faster in certain conditions. But also the 65s are proven more reliable. They are very strong racing boats, and they are pushed like no other classes have been pushed in history in this race by the sailors that just give these boats, they power them up so much, but they still don't break. So I think from a reliability point of view, I think the 65s will have an edge. And remember, you need reliability and speed to succeed. So we'll see, leg by leg, around the world.
Good stuff. Yeah. So leg by leg, can you tell us a little bit more about the route? Is it has there been any recent changes due to all the events, or what's the latest?
No. The route remains the same. The timing window the same. Class is the same. So yeah. So this is done in all in cooperation with our cities, with our partners, with the team. So this is really a joint plan that we have evolved.
So, and as it's also, the stopovers are also a big public event, what's your take on and plan to still make it a party for the public, but control the crowds?
Yeah, no, of course we are following closely how matters are evolving in the world, like everyone on this planet right now, and we don't know anything more than anyone else how things will pan out. We can just hope for the best, and of course our priority is first and foremost with all those who have been directly or indirectly hit by the pandemic and continue to be hit by this terrible pandemic. So when it comes to the actual execution of the Ocean Race, it feels like that's not high on the priority scale, on how to do that. But can we do it? Yes, for sure. We are certain we can do it in a very safe and practically logic matter as well. So our sport obviously fits very well for this, because we don't have arenas where people are close to each other. We have our race villages, but they are easier to work around. And we are, one of the top events in the world in terms of attracting visitors to the race villages, 2.5 million people coming to the race villages last time. But they are mostly local people, so it's not people traveling in and so on. So, but we respectfully we follow and learn from everyone, and this is something not only affecting us; it's the whole world, the whole community.
Yes.
How can we enjoy events together in the future?
Yes, it's quite a challenge we're all dealing with, and now as you're working for the Ocean Race, you have a lot of tough and interesting decisions to make. We're very curious to know, how did you get to this position, and what are your aspirations and goals for the Ocean Race?
Well, the Ocean Race is truly something that has become part of my life since I was very young and watched it, and then I got the chance to sail it, and then and I've sort of always been dragged back into it, managing teams, and then I managed the race, and now carry the legacy of the race forward. So what's clear to me, having seen the race throughout, that the core attraction of the race is still the same. This is about the group of people that together race on pretty fast boats around the world, and they sail through oceans, you know, that some people only read about or see on pictures, but they do it. They go all the way through the North and South Atlantic, down in the Southern Indian Ocean, and up through this time around through the Philippines, and then up to China, and explore new parts of the world. Head down south to New Zealand, go around Cape Horn, up to Brazil, and up to the US, across to Europe, to Denmark, Holland, and the grand finale in Italy. And it's such a wonderful journey, and that's important to remember with this race. It's also about the journey. It's about exploring, but at the core of it is this group of people, men and women, that race together for over 40,000 miles around the world. And that's a beautiful thing. And at the end of the race, you are friends for life, or maybe you will never meet again. You prefer not to meet again. And that's, you know, some of my very best friends in life are still the ones I raced around the world with 30 years ago. So it creates something very special, this race. And that's the same. What's sort of has sort of woken up in the last 5 years, which has always been part of the race as well, is the closeness you create with nature and with the oceans in particular if you race this race. So this caring for the ocean, being with the ocean, that's part of the DNA of the event. And in the last edition, we really saw how we actually have a role to play to create awareness around the matters that are critical to restore ocean health. So where I see it going is that we will continue to be the event for those individuals in the world that really strive to do the extraordinary, to do something out of the very ordinary. Those people are doing this race. And we are also here because we want to contribute to a healthier ocean.
I like to hear that. What a wonderful vision. I'm sure we have a lot of young Dutch aspiring ocean racers watching. Do you have a tip for them?
Yes, definitely. Don't let go of your dream to do the ocean race, and keep it alive. And if you just work towards it and turn every stone and get on any boat you can, and just do it for the love of sailing, you will do the ocean race in the future. That's just keep working towards it.
So I think with this, we come to a close of the episode. Thank you very much for your time. It was wonderful to speak with you. Great insights, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, what a passionate and inspiring sailor Richard Brisius. Well, for sure, we are looking forward to the European circuit and the ocean race in the near future. Also, the Zeilhelden team will need some time for sailing this summer, so our schedule will be a little different over the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned and enjoy!